Thank you so much. Ms. Freed, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. Notice of this meeting has been posted online for at least 72 hours. The commercial and residential boards of adjustment may be attending virtually in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. The staff present today are Karen Moreno, Michelle Pena, Beth Knight, Daniel Guerrero, Nico Austrias, and another new member from the Law Department. Chair, will you please call the meeting to order?
Yes, this is Deborah Freed, and this meeting of the Board of Adjustment for Commercial Matters will now come to order. This is the 20th day of the third month of 2024, and I welcome everyone to the Board of Adjustment. The board is a citizen board appointed by the City Council. By state law, a minimum of 9 members or alternate members must be present to provide a quorum in order to conduct business. Today, we have a quorum with 10 members present. Today's meeting agenda can be found online at www.fortworthtexas.gov. Speaker registration forms for cases in today's agenda should have been turned in prior to the start of this session. Today's public hearing is streaming live on YouTube and can be available later through the city's website. To achieve a timely and orderly meeting, the Board of Adjustment requests that the following rules of procedure be respected. When not speaking, all line participants will be muted in order to avoid any potential background noise which may distract from a hearing. As each case is called in the sequence listed on the agenda, unless otherwise directed by me, your case is called, we ask that you are in front of your camera or on your phone and prepared to speak. If you are not the applicant but will be speaking in favor or in opposition, please wait and be ready to speak to minimize delays. Remember, if you are online, please remain muted until it is your time to speak. All speakers must remember that all dialogue be directed to the Board of Adjustment only. A total of 7 minutes is allowed for everyone speaking in favor and 7 minutes for opposition. If there is more than one speaker, they should have already gotten together with like-minded speakers to determine how much time each speaker will have. If deemed necessary, a few seconds may be allowed to ensure speaker's final point is made. To start, I will ask the applicant to present the facts of their request and the reasons they believe the board should approve the request. I will then ask for other persons in favor of the application to present their information. When the applicant and others in favor complete their presentation, I will ask those opposed to give their presentation, and they will have 7 minutes as well. The applicant will then be allowed 3 minutes to address any issues presented by the opposition. After everyone has spoken, I will ask the board if they have questions for the speakers. There is no time limit during this period. After the question period, I will close the public hearing, and the members of the board will be asked for discussion or a motion on the application. Once the motion is made and seconded, I will call for a vote. For this hybrid meeting format, voting by the board will require a voice vote from each member, or if online and their audio is out, by raising a hand in favor or in opposition to a motion. If an application is denied, an applicant will have 10 days in which to appeal to a court of the appropriate jurisdiction. For more information on this and other information on any case on today's agenda, you may contact the Board of Adjustment at 817-392-8026 after this meeting. If necessary, an executive session may be held with respect to the posted agenda items to enable the Board of Adjustment to receive advice from legal staff. At this time, please mute your microphones if online, and everyone should turn off the audible alarms on your electronic devices so we will not be distracted during our meeting. I ask the board members to remember to keep your microphones muted unless you are speaking. If you raise a digital hand on the screen to speak, once we're called upon and finished speaking, please make sure you turn the hand off. Thank you. The first order of business is the approval of the minutes for February of 2024. We are now open for a motion to approve.
Deborah,
Yes.
so I'm noticing on those minutes that although I was marked absent, I also voted for the issues. Can we fix that before we approve them?
Yes, we can amend the motion to, or amend that to show that you were absent.
It shows I'm absent, but it also shows me as a 4 vote.
Yes, I understand. We will remove your
Okay.
votes.
Okay, thank you. So let's now look at the meetings for February of 2024. Are we open for a motion to approve?
Excuse me, are we going to approve the March 6 minutes with these?
Yes, I thought we'd do the February one first.
Thank you.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to approve
thank you.
February
Very
24 minutes.
Thanks, Ms. Powell. Any second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Lindsay. Will you please call a vote?
Yes, Mr. Lindsay, your vote, please, sir.
Yes.
Mr. Gutierrez, your vote, please, sir. Yes. Thank you. Ms. Freed, your vote, please, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Riley, your vote, please, sir.
Abstain.
Thank you. Ms. Brown Stearns, your vote, please, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Wilson, your vote, please, sir. Mr. Wilson, can you try again?
Approve.
Thank you. Ms. Powell, your vote, please, ma'am.
Approve.
Thank you. Ms. Duffy, your vote, please, ma'am.
I'm going to abstain as well.
Thank you. Ms. Payne Shields, your vote, please, ma'am.
Approve.
Thank you. And Ms. Murillo, your vote, please, ma'am.
Approve.
Thank you. That motion passes 8 with no one in opposition and 2 abstentions.
Thank you. And then again, on March 6th, we had an appeals session for the Board of Adjustment, and the commission was mixed that day with both residential and commercial people present. Let's go ahead for those who were present and look at those in minutes, and I'm looking now for a motion to approve those minutes.
This is Bob Riley. I'll move for approval.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. And Ms. Knight, would you please call the vote?
Yes, Mr. Gutierrez, for the March 6th special meeting, your vote, please, sir.
Abstain.
Thank you. Ms. Reed, your vote, please, ma'am.
Approve?
Thank you. Mr. Riley, your vote, please, sir.
Approve.
Thank you. Ms. Brown Stearns, your vote, please, ma'am.
Approve.
Thank you. Mr. Wilson, your vote, please, sir.
Approve.
Thank you. Ms. Powell, your vote, please, ma'am.
Approve.
Thank you. Ms. Duffy, your vote, please, ma'am.
Approve.
Thank you. Ms. Payne Shields, your vote, please, ma'am.
Approve.
Thank you. Ms. Murillo, your vote, please, ma'am.
Approve.
Thank you. And Mr. Lindsay, your vote, please, sir.
Yes.
Thank you. That motion passes 9-0 with 1 abstention.
Thank you, Ms. Knight. And today we just have one case, BAC 24005. Would you please present that case?
Yes. The first item on our agenda today is located at 3597 West Bonds Ranch Road, owned by Eagle Mountain Saginaw ISD and presented by VLK Architects. The site is in CF Community Facilities zoning. The variance request is to allow an attached sign on the field house east facade labeled PS 24-0030 on the site plan to exceed the maximum sign area, where the maximum sign area allowed based on the street frontage is 222 square feet, and the applicants are requesting a sign of 456 square feet.
Okay, thank you. And could we have whoever's here to support that case to come forward and identify yourself and present the facts that we should consider?
Sure. My name is Ryan McAllister. I represent VLK Architects as well as Eagle Mountain Saginaw ISD.
What was your name again? I'm sorry.
Ryan McAllister.
McAllister, okay.
Yes, I'm the applicant.
You can pull the microphone closer to your face so that it'll capture better.
Is that
Thank you.
better?
Okay, and are you with the school district or are you
No, I'm with the architect.
with the architectural firm? Thank you. Let us hear your case.
Okay. So this sign will be going on the east side of the indoor practice facility, which is also called the field house. In this image here, it is on the far left, and it's on that kind of tan wall where the triangle peak is. So the sign faces the community to the east, which is approximately 1,200 to 1,300 feet away from this location. And the sign itself is built into 2 layers, and it is built out of extruded aluminum. So when I say 2 layers, it is like stacked So there's a back sign and a front sign.
Okay.
So the back panel is the full outline, which is 272 square feet. And then the front panel, which is in front of it, which is just kind of an enlarged section, is 123 feet. So altogether, it equals 395 square feet. But if you're just going off the outline, it is only 272 square feet. So much more closer to that 222 required square feet. So I do have renderings of that if you would like me to present them to you, if for clarity. This is also a backlit sign, and the sign is also in total 14 inches from the face of the exterior wall. So I don't know how you want me to present the renderings for your viewing, or
What format do you have them in?
I have them in digital on the iPad.
If you hand us that, we will have to keep, no, let me finish. If you hand us that, we will have to keep that.
Oh, no.
Because this is like court. And so anything presented as evidence is kept as evidence.
Okay.
Would you like to describe any of the coloring or anything else that's on the logo?
Sure, I can go through it. So the primary colors for the school are black, gold, and white. So it is backlit as I described. I'm not allowed to hold it up.
No, can't do that either.
That's fine. I just want to. So yeah, it is backlit, two-tiered, and then the front visor is also lit as well. I guess that's all I have.
That's all you have? Okay, is there anybody else here to speak in favor of this? Okay. And staff, do we have any opposition? No one online? Okay, great. So at this point, we are open for questions from the commission. Yes, Mr. Lindsay?
Could I just ask you to say again the square footage? You said there were two panels, one on top, one in front of the other. So is it like a lighter panel and a darker panel to give the whole image?
No, it is so if you look at the top image, what's shown up there, so the kind of feather piece on top, that's part of the background, but the actual like top crown of the person's head, all the way to roughly their chin, that is the second layer of what I'm talking about. So when I say two layers in front of each other, that's what I'm talking about. So it's a full back panel plus a full partial panel in front, so just the face.
But as I look at it, right, from far away, I just see one image, right?
Right.
And you said, did you say the square footage of that image together?
So if you're just looking at the outline of that, it's 272 square feet.
272
And
square
the
feet.
allotted is 222.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Is this sign already in place?
No, it is not. It has not been fabricated. We are waiting on this appeal, and then we will fabricate the sign.
Yes.
It's not even constructed.
No.
The building is constructed. It's on the far left of the picture. So the sign would be, you'd still be able to see it from where I was able to take the picture.
Correct, yeah. So to answer your question, the sign is not fabricated. The building is fabricated, and it is there. And you will see it from the primary road, which is Bonds Ranch. But as you drive down Fleming's Ranch, it will be partially obstructed because of the grade change. So that building is, so the sign sits 25 feet above the building, and the building is about 40 feet different between where the building is to Fleming's Ranch Road. So it will be partially obstructed.
It would have been nice to have a close-up of that wall that it would be on, because it's not very visible from this drawing or a picture of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gutierrez. Ms. Brown Stearns?
Yes, sir. I would like to know about approximately how many inches or feet would it appear to be away from the wall of the building?
So the outside of the second panel is 14 inches from the wall.
14 inches all the way around?
That is just the face piece that I'm talking about. That is the piece that is 14 inches. If you're just going off of like the headdress and the kind of chest piece there, it is only about 6 inches off the wall. Yes, ma'am.
Part of it is flatter than the other one. The bottom part is flatter than the face piece.
Correct. Yeah, that's the part that I'm saying is that kind of second layer out in front. It's just the face there. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Riley, did you have a question?
Yes, you were talking about it being backlit. Would it be on 24 hours a day, 365, or?
No. So the district has a policy of turning it on really more of just on game days or special occasions. But no, it wouldn't keep it on for just everyday use or nighttime use because we don't want to distract the public from, yeah, that too. That they don't want to burn money. It's a school district, yes.
Thank you.
Is anyone online? Does anyone online have a question? I guess I have a question, and that is to staff, is that can you help us understand the discrepancy between the 272 square feet versus what you measured at 456 square feet?
Yes, of course. Karen, can you go to the last photo where it has the sign on the, there you go. So in our ordinance, what we do is we essentially square off all of the signs. So we take the maximum width and the maximum height of the sign. And so when it is 25 feet tall by 18 and a quarter feet wide, then that's how you get the 456 square feet.
Thank you. And a question for the applicant. Are you planning on any other signage facing the Fleming Ranch Road?
No.
Thank you, that's helpful. Any other questions? If that's the case, I'm going to close the public hearing. You may have a seat, but I warn you, we frequently call people back. Don't get comfortable. So commissioners, do we have any discussion, any thoughts about what you've heard?
You know, I don't have any objections to this. I realize that there's some discrepancy in the measurement, but as Beth said, the way Fort Worth always measures these is where that discrepancy comes about. Appreciate that the representative of the school district be conserving energy and not running it 24/7. And due to its distance away from Fleming Ranch Road, which indicates it was like 850 feet away from the right-of-way, then you add the right-of-way and it gets you closer to the potential of the residential would be 1,200 feet away, as the applicant has stated. So I'll be in supportive of this, and thank y'all very much for not installing it, fabricating it and all that before you got the variance.
Thank you. Well, that being the case, is there any more discussion? Are we ready for a motion?
I just want to make sure the applicant know on record, no other signs can be placed on that side.
Okay, and we're getting acknowledgement from the applicant with a vigorous nod of the head. So I think that answers that. Any other comments from the commissioners? No one from the board? How about a motion then? Mr. Riley?
I move approval of this variance based on the hardship of it being so far away from the road and that it's a very attractive logo type sign.
Thank you. And do we have?
Second.
Where was that?
Ms.
That's me.
Duffy?
Ms. Duffy, second. All right. Thank you. Ms. Knight, would you please call a vote?
Yes, Ms. Freed, your vote, please, ma'am.
Approve?
Thank you. Mr. Riley, your vote, sir.
Approve.
Thank you. Ms. Brown Stearns, your vote, please, ma'am.
Approve.
Thank you. Mr. Wilson, your vote, please, sir.
Approve.
Thank you. Ms. Powell, your vote, please, ma'am.
Approve.
Thank you. Ms. Duffy, your vote, please, ma'am.
Approve.
Thank you. Ms. Payne Shields, your vote, please, ma'am.
Approve.
Thank you. Ms. Murillo, your vote, please, ma'am.
Approve.
Thank you. Mr. Lindsay, your vote, please, sir.
Approve.
Thank you. And Mr. Gutierrez, your vote, please, sir.
Approve.
Thank you. That is our first unanimous decision today, and so it is approved.
Thank you very much. And it does not appear we have any additional business. Is that correct, Ms. Knight?
That is correct.
All right, then I now call this meeting adjourned. Thank you all for attending, and we appreciate you coming to see us in person.